going on?
Thank you so much.
Feel like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. Lucas Widman here. The Cleveland Browns are not great. They're 2-8 right now, sitting comfortably at the bottom of the AFC North. But there's one former player who actually thinks that he knows what they need to do to get to their winning ways. Shedeur Sanders is under center this Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders, getting his very first start for the franchise. And Lee Bodden, who played 5 seasons with the Orange and Brown, says there is a guy super close to Shedeur who can turn the whole team around within a matter of years to where they can win a Super Bowl. Lee Bodden thinks Deion Sanders is the answer on the sidelines in Cleveland.
That coach, I'm sorry, he got to go. And so the best coach for Shedeur to me right now is Deion. It's Deion Sanders. That's the best coach for him. It's time. Perfect timing. It is time. And then so now I'm saying the coach, we know the coach got to go. Deion, step right up in there. Step up the bat. Because it's the time. Because you can't wait 3 years. You know what I mean? That's the development that he need with his daddy. They're right there in Cleveland. The come up. You know what I mean? And then sure, he could be a Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Because has he not taken tutelage from Tom Brady? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Brady mentored him, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So the dynamic is, here it is. Deion, coach, son, quarterback, they've been successful. Why is it going to be any different in this league?
There you have it. Lee Bodden thinks Deion Sanders, the current coach at Colorado, is the answer in Cleveland. Now, here's the thing about Coach Prime. I mean, he has turned that entire organization into relevance. And yes, they do have a 3-7 record right now this season. But overall, I mean, people care about the Buffaloes again, and it's all because of Coach Sanders. And he brings the guys, he brings the big names to his organization on the coaching staff. There are eyeballs all over this team, and Lee Bodden thinks that can happen in Cleveland as well. Now, we saw what Shedeur Sanders can do with his father as a coach, but Mojo, what do you make of all this? And do you think it's far-fetched, or do you think this could actually be based in reality here?
You never know, Lukey. I mean, shoot, dude. That would be a very talked about hire. I mean, right then and there, the Browns become the hottest or most talked about team in the NFL. Eyeballs go through the roof. They're going to be on primetime spots all the time. Attendance is going to spike. There's going to be electricity and excitement in the city. Merch sales are going to go up. Ticket sales are going to go up. And the program is going to make a lot more money right off the bat, which might be very appealing to the owner, who is going to be a huge part of that decision, obviously. However, that being said, all of that good, let's take a look at what Deion has done at Colorado. A losing cumulative record. Not a great start over at Colorado. Same thing happened there. I mean, that was, I don't even want to call them a middle-of-the-pack program. That was one of those D1 schools that nobody really looked about, knew about outside of Colorado in the conference, and now they are on the map in the biggest of ways. But they haven't really been winning there. Their first year, not good. This year, not good. They had one decent year, last year? But overall, like, it's still a losing record. And if you're talking about a guy that couldn't even win in college, respectfully, do you really think that that guy's going to do anything different in the NFL? I mean, I know all the players will absolutely respect him. He's one of the best players in NFL history. But I don't know if it translates to wins. So I guess it really comes down to, the Browns as a losing franchise with an owner that makes a lot of mistakes. Could he maybe be swayed by the hype and make something? I think that is certainly possible. But if you talk about sending Deion to a perennially winning franchise, no, I don't see that happen whatsoever. They don't care about all that. They demand wins, and that's that.
And Mojo, the thing that Lee Bodden pointed out about Kevin Stefanski, a former coach of the year, is that Shedeur Sanders should have been ready for Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens. We know that did not go well at all for him, but he also didn't have any first team reps. And Lee Bodden says, look, that's not something that should ever happen. You look at when Tom Brady went down, Matt Castle was ready to go. In other instances in the past, would Shedeur and his father be the next Tom Brady and Bill Belichick? I don't think you can ever duplicate that. But why not try it? You know, at this point, you're very close to a rebuild in Cleveland. It would make things exciting at the very least. Moving along to the terrifying incident that happened early Sunday morning involving New York Jets cornerback Chris Boyd. Now, we hadn't had many details on his status for several days. We knew that he was in critical but stable condition, that he was hospitalized, but luckily on Wednesday, we received some positive words, Danny.
Yeah, we finally got our first real update on Chris Boyd, and he took to his Instagram to show himself laying in his hospital bed in New York City. But he said, "I'm sorry I have no words at the moment, just grateful. I'm coming along, starting to breathe on my own. Sincerely appreciate everyone." So at least we've been wondering for days what truly his stats was. Like you said, we only heard critical but stable condition. So at least seems like he's making progress to hopefully get out of there sometime soon.
Right, and I know a teammate also spoke out on Thursday saying that he received a text message from Boyd, which is great news as well. Also revealed that Chris Boyd welcomed a child recently. So it just adds so much more to this. Obviously, no one wants to be put into a situation like that where, you know, an altercation can turn so violent to the point where someone is shot. But there's just so many levels to this, and so assuring to hear that Chris Boyd is doing well to the point that he's able to update his teammates and his loved ones. And here's hoping that he's able to get out of the hospital here shortly. Cardi B and Stefon Diggs show off their baby all decked out in Patriots gear. Plus, what should Diggs expect as he's now in a high-profile celebrity relationship? Eric Decker answers that very question when TMZ Sports comes back right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Lucas here. Awesome update from Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. They shared the first image of their baby son, and it is adorable. Also, a mention to Stefon Diggs' current team, the New England Patriots, wrapped in a little Patriots blanket and everything. Now, people will make the joke that might not age well, depending on what the rest of his NFL career looks like. Obviously, he's a superstar talent, but might not be in Foxborough forever. But nonetheless, awesome to see those updated pictures, Cardi and Stefon in the hospital room together. We talked how Stefon was present for the welcoming of their baby son. But, you know, speaking of high-profile relationships, I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than this. You have a top of her industry rapper and Stefon Diggs, one of the most well-known players in the NFL. That's got to be pretty crazy, right? Well, we spoke to someone not too long ago who experienced something like that, Eric Decker, because he is married to country music star Jesse James Decker, and he broke it down for us on what guys like Stefon, guys like Travis Kelce are going through, and a little bit of advice for people.
It comes with the territory, and we are performers, you know, as athletes as well. As entertainment is, you know, part of our culture, and it really pays our bills. And I think, you know, just accepting, in a sense, that you've kind of chosen, you know, that lifestyle. It's a choice that you make. You know, kind of what comes with it, and if you are ignorant to not think that comes with it, you know, you're in the wrong space.
You all have such difficult jobs as professional athletes. Does it make things even more complicated? I mean, how much harder, if at all, does it make just work?
You get razzed in the locker room for sure. I mean, I remember Peyton just razzing me weekly on when our shows were airing. But you know what's funny about that is that guys would be like, "Oh man, you got a show," and then they'd watch it and be like, "Hey man, can I get on next week?" How do I get, you know, just 5 minutes? So it's funny, but no, it was lighthearted. It never felt like it was too much or a distraction, because once it becomes a distraction, then you got an issue. It never was. So, yeah, I think, yeah, like I said, when you're playing, you got to balance things. You got to be a professional, and so was able to do that.
It is interesting, Mojo. You think about it, and From the outside, you might speculate that it could be a huge distraction when a teammate is in headlines and everything that they're doing left and right is being detailed in articles. But you've been in NFL locker rooms. You have very famous teammates. What was it like for you?
Shoot, man. I mean, I don't know if I ever really played with anybody that was in a superstar relationship like that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's the thing. That's the trend now, almost like every week, every month at worst, like you got some new superstar celebrity couple. So I can't really speak to that firsthand in a locker room setting. However, your teammates torturing you about anything going on in your personal life and having some fun at your expense. That's very common, but that's what a locker room's about. You find stuff about the others to give them a hard time, have a good laugh, and keep it moving. So, when you're in a celebrity relationship like that, there is going to be the good and the bad. I mean, on the good, you're with someone that kind of speaks the same language as you, right? They understand what you're going through. They know how to handle a life in the limelight. And I'm not just talking about if you're an NFL player. I'm talking about if you're a superstar in the NFL and you can't go anywhere without people asking for an autograph or an interview or something to that extent. But on the flip side of that, a lot of people say there can only be one star in the household, like that's two people who are always going to be working, always going to be grinding. It's going to be stress on a relationship when you have two schedules like that. And, there's a lot that goes through it. I mean, I have a lot of buddies who always swore off, even though they could enter celebrity relationships like that they wanted no part of them whatsoever. I mean, Stefon Diggs also fits that category with Cardi B being a megastar, but, both of them are absolutely still killing it, especially Stefon Diggs. No surprises there since he's a Maryland Terrapin. That's what we do. And you got to love the photo of the baby that you were talking about earlier, Lucas. Stefon Diggs might not be with the Pats for all that long. Maybe he will be. We never know, but we know he's all over the place. But who's to say that baby might not play for the Pats down the line? Because Mike Vrabel has absolutely been on fire. Unbelievable how good the Patriots are this year based off of the slump that they've had recently. So I think it's very foreseeable that this guy could essentially become the next Bill Belichick and be there for an extremely long time and win a bunch of Super Bowls. And if that's the case, hey, maybe he's still the coach when the baby gets there, and that outfit there, that baby wrap, is a little bit of foreshadowing and not just a tribute to Pops.
Nah, that's the homie for sure.
What?
We're locked in.
The homie.
That's
the
homie. Y'all gonna find out when y'all need to find out.
All right. I thought I could
That's my girl though.
Here.
That's my girl though. We locked in for sure.
Hey, listen, way to clean that up, because you get that text message. Oh, homie?
Homie is rough.
We're in the doghouse real quick. I gave you a layup. I was gonna stay out of it, but my big homie, I was gonna give you some advice. Now don't work that one out. No.
All right, moving right along. That was Wendell Carter Jr., Orlando Magic Center, being asked and peppered with questions about who he could possibly be dating right now. He referred to that person as the homie. Shannon, who's the homie? And what's going on here?
The homie is Angel Reese. Like, granted, when you're in a relationship, your significant other, whether that be a man or woman, is your best friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
They should be, yeah.
They should be. So that's what I figured when he was saying the homie. But after he said that, on the podcast, of course, Angel Reese went on her Twitter X page and said, period, homie. So she was basically knocking him for saying that. But of course, she also posted a big bouquet of flowers. Granted, she didn't say who it was from, but I kind of put it two together.
Was that damage control there? Was
no,
he
of course that
making
was
up
damage control. He knew better. Come on now. But it's obvious. She went to the Orlando Magic Sweet game. She's never been before. I think they've been seen before together as well. I mean, I think they look good, and I understand why they don't want the relationship to be out like that, because there's pros and cons of being on social media and being in a relationship. I mean, remember when she was in college, she was with that dude, and that kind of fell apart after it got so much made so many headlines. And she's tall. She's 6'3", so her being with an NBA player makes sense because she always said that she wouldn't date a guy shorter than her. I'm 5'4", so I ain't in that same level, but 6'3" is pretty damn tall, so it makes sense why she's with Wendell, who's 6'10", so it makes sense. But I'm happy for them if they are, in fact, in a relationship. I don't knock them for not confirming it. It's none of our business, but hey, it is what it is. So.
Well, it pays the bills for us, so it is our business. But it would be a match made in basketball heaven, absolutely. Wendell has been in the NBA for a while now, and Angel Reese is doing her thing in the WNBA. If they're not ready to fully go boyfriend and girlfriend in the public, it seems like something is brewing, and we'll be there every step of the way when they do decide to hard launch or whatever it is. But shout out to Wendell for doing his best on the spot to try not and blow his entire cover.
He sent them flowers. That's what it is.
UConn coach Dan Hurley drops an expletive after the Huskies' tough loss on Wednesday to Arizona. The postgame rant you won't want to miss is coming your way next on TMZ Sports. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Lucas Widman here. The UConn Huskies had their first loss of the season Wednesday night, and by judging Dan Hurley's post-game press conference, you would have thought it was their billionth loss because he absolutely lost his mind. You're going to have to watch the full thing because I can't do it justice myself, but yeah, let's just say he didn't go to bed happy.
With all the numbers that we've talked about, it suggests that you gave yourself a chance to win the game.
Yeah, sometime around 2 a.m., 3, 4:30 a.m., I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna think it was just a nightmare, and then finally when I'm up and just kind of starting to move around, but I'm feeling half dead at around 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'm gonna realize, that we just blew a chance to beat one of the best teams down 2 studs. And in a game that we were down 13 and wobbling, we got a game on Sunday that we need to take to court with a very high level of rage and pissed off with how we show up for that. But, our people got to get our guys healthy and on the court so that we could be the team that we're all really high on. It just tonight sucked to lose like that.
Now look, this UConn team lost to the number 4 team. So it was a 3 versus 4 matchup, highly anticipated. It was a 4-point loss. Shannon, I know you're a Huskies super fan.
Yes,
what do you make of Hurley? Is he overreacting a little bit, or do you want to see this kind of energy? And how are you feeling going into Sunday against Bryant? Because I feel bad for them.
Because it's a mix. Because they lost their center. He sprained his ankle, Terrence Reed. He's like one of the best big men in the nation. I mean, he averages like 20 points a game, whatever. He's their best player. So him being out, of course, we had Arizona's going to drive in the paint. You know what I'm saying? So I expected that to happen. So with that being said, I think he overreacted just a little bit, but Hurley's known for being a passionate coach. And that's actually what I think, revived the UConn Huskies, because we had a 10-year drought without a championship. Last one was with Kevin Ollie. And no disrespect to Ollie or Jim Calhoun, but I feel like his attitude and his aggression and all that is what makes UConn like the it team right now. I mean, regardless of that one loss, I know every game matters, but I didn't see nothing wrong with it. I thought it was funny, but it's like, okay, that's Hurley. I expected that,
Right. Danny Hurley, if you search his name on our website, he's no stranger to this, but you take the good with the bad, and I think at the end of the day, he's a fantastic coach. Remember, he almost flirted with going to the Lakers. He's that good and such a great basketball mind. So I think with the way you go about it, I think the players love seeing him go up there and being like, look, I care this much about this, even though it's so early in the season. This is how much I believe in the guys. This is how much I want to win, and that's contagious. The winter of Cam Skattebo continues in New York. The Giants running back now does a shoey on his own live stream. We'll explain why when TMZ Sports rolls on right after this.
Wait, this might be too much liquid for my shoe. Alright, that's too much.
You already know who that is. That is New York Giants rookie running back Cam Skattebo, who is taking the world by storm right now, especially during the past couple weeks after his devastating injury. He's completing all these side quests. What is this that we are watching, Gabe?
I mean, it's just a guy that just can't run his head into linebackers anymore, so he found the next best thing he could do is just stream and do whatever he wants. He does shoeies, he dominated a taco, that's what is clear as day. This guy's just having fun, and I hate people are clowning on him for just living his life. This man is doing a shoey. I wish I could be doing a shoey right now, but I can't because I'm at work. Either way, he's just living his life. Let the man live, people.
Mojo, rate the shoey here. Now, it was an energy drink that he filled his cleat with.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've never understood these shoeies. You're drinking out of a nasty shoe that your foot has been in. Looks like it was a game cleat that he's played in, so that makes it more foul. But I absolutely understand why Skattebo is doing it out of all people. I mean, this is absolutely on brand. I hate these, but I am going to give this a 10 out of 10. This one was fantastic. He pretty much filled the entire shoe, which I'm not overly familiar with these, but I don't think anyone pours that much liquid in the shoe, usually because it won't retain it. Chugged it, hyped up. I mean, I don't really see people chugging energy drinks like that too much. I think you usually sip those, but again, not surprised by our boy Skattebo. I give him a perfect score.
All right, everybody go home and enjoy a shoey tonight, but be ready to go for Friday because I heard that it's going to be
the best show since today.
I'm a lawyer.